I'm Zach House, CEO and co-founder of CountertopSmart. CountertopSmart is business infrastructure as a service for the countertop fabrication industry, but we cater to the $90 billion global countertop market. Our first foray into the countertop fabrication industry is an online marketplace where fabricators can sell their surplus stone to end users. Fabricators add 20 to 30% to their bottom line, and buyers on the marketplace can save 60 to 80% on cost and open up a full stone universe selection. The way I came about CountertopSmart was that I used to own a kitchen and bath showroom in Austin. Founded it in 2010, owned it through 2018. We sold flooring, cabinetry, tile, and of course, countertops. It was during this time that I was coming across the same problem 4 to 6 times a week. We would have customers come into the showroom, they'd view all of our beautiful countertop samples, fall in love with a certain style, and ask for a quote. I knew with 90% certainty if the customer was working on a small project like a bathroom vanity, kitchen island, even like a small galley kitchen, that we were going to blow their budget with our quote. And it wasn't that our prices were high, it was just the nature of the countertop industry. The supply chain, the way it works is that regardless of your project size, a full slab of stone is going to be wrapped into the customer quote. So countertop fabricators sell countertops, but they're buying the raw material in these giant full slabs, 6 feet by 10 feet. And so even if you're working on, say, a bathroom vanity, which may be maximum 15 square feet, the countertop fabricator is going to have to buy a full slab. So he's going to pass that cost down to you, the end user. And of course, you're going to end up paying for 4 times as much material as you need. And that's just the way the supply chain has worked for the last 60 years in the countertop industry. But the solution is in all of the remaining unused portions from these full slab projects. So the fabricator now owns the full slab that you, the customer, paid for. So they're going to keep all of the leftover material. But this leftover material just sits out in countertop fabrication yards. And the reason it just sits there is because countertop fabricators, their core business is cutting and installing countertops, not retailing all of this very valuable stone that they get left with as a byproduct of their core occupation. So I knew that this stuff was out there. There's enough of what we call partial slabs in any city to satisfy just about any customer request, but in a project quantity, in a size quantity that is much more suitable to your actual project requirement. The problem, of course, is getting this material into the end user's hands. And so we knew that if we could apply a marketplace concept to this problem, one that easily lets users search by size, type of material, or color to locate these very valuable partial slabs, while also creating a platform that made it easy for the countertop fabricator to sell this material without distracting from their core business, then we would have a great product. That was the culmination of events that led to the eventual launch of CountertopSmart in June of 2018. So I had this idea for CountertopSmart while I was still running my kitchen and bath showroom, but I was marinating on it, and I knew it could be big. So actually, while I was still at House and Earth, I started thinking about who I might be able to start CountertopSmart with. My first thought was my longtime friend, Tazi O'Deal. He had just moved back from San Jose, where he had owned a small but successful company that dealt with asset recovery and management in the semiconductor industry. He just moved back to Austin. He'll tell you it was because he was looking for new challenges, but really it was for a girl. So I knew that he was available and was looking for a new opportunity, something he could get excited about. So pitched the concept to him and had my co-founder. The third member of the team, Dustin Lancaster, came on in an official capacity probably about 8 or 9 months later. So Dustin is an amazing developer. And in fact, he was at the time a senior software engineer for a really successful startup in Austin. And he built CountertopSmart, the original beta, and then V1 that we took to launch kind of in a contracting role. But I had wanted Dustin on the team. I caught him at a good time. He had since been promoted to a director of engineering role at this same startup. And still, I think that he was just in love with the concept of CountertopSmart. I was able to lure him away. So he kind of rounded out the team. 2 non-technical co-founders and an amazing VP of engineering that is going to be able to not only do the work that we require now, but scale into a role where he can potentially be managing many people below him. So advice I would give to an entrepreneur, don't underestimate how important it is to really tailor your pitch to specific audiences. I'll have 3 or 4 versions of my pitch that I'll give depending on who I'm talking to. I'll talk about marketplace if I'm talking to maybe your average angel investor, certainly to users, to the buyers on the CountertopSmart marketplace. I talk about, hey, we're like Craigslist or eBay, but for surplus stone. That doesn't necessarily fly with certain types of institutional investors. In fact, marketplace has become not as sexy as it used to be. And what maybe holds more interest for certain investors are subscription-based models. And so when I am talking to that type of investor, maybe I'll pitch the longer term vision of CountertopSmart, which is a vertical SaaS operating platform for the fabrication industry. In some instances, I'll pitch business infrastructure as a service, but it really depends on the motivations and really the investing thesis of who I'm speaking with. So it's important to understand what those motivations are, and it's important to have multiple versions of your pitch ready to go.